Okay, great. So Patrick here again with another episode of the Expert Zone. And today we have a very, very special guest that I'm so happy to introduce to you all and also share with you, her story, where she's coming from, and the amazing things that she's created and still creating in her life. And I thought it would be an inspiration for you to really hear her story and where she is today, and how she functions, the way she's being in the world that are creating the results that she's experiencing. So I thought it would be great for you all to meet her and hear her story, get inspired, take the takeaways from this. And my recommendation is, if you don't have a pen and paper, have that in front of you, because you want to write it down, and also let this episode just wash over you at the same time, and really let your unconscious mind, let your higher self, let your beingness really take in this story and see, how it really can apply to your life and how you can use what she's going to share with you here. So I want to welcome you to Ava Eagle Brown. She's author of The Mango Girl, and which also happens to also become a Hollywood production movie, which is fantastic. She's also been appeared in Financial Times, The Guardian, and she has a long list of achievements. I'm not going to read them all out, but she's been featured on Sky in London. She's been appeared on the Posh D show. She's been interviewed on several different avenues and magazines. She's been the finalist for the Woman for Africa Awards author, inspirational role model as well for Dean Street Awards. So she has created a lot of amazing things in this short amount of time. So Ava Eagle Brown, welcome.
Oh, thank you so much, Patrick. I love that introduction. For a moment, I wondered who you were talking about. But thank you so much for having me. I'm truly honored and humbled to be here.
Great. Well, we're so happy to have you here. So I thought maybe we could start with, just to give everyone a snapshot, like how your life looks like today. And then once we got that snapshot, maybe we can go back and you can tell us about our journey. So give a snapshot of your life today.
I wonder how much time we have. Let me just have a check. My life today is, I actually did a video just before I got onto here. And I said to my tribe on Facebook that my life is becoming what Lisa Nichols calls unrecognizable. And I'm not just saying it for the joke of it. I'm saying it because if I look at my life that I knew as a child growing up and what I thought my destiny would be, and the life I have now, they are on the either side of the fence. They are so wide and far apart. So today my life is crazy. It's crazy. I don't have enough hours in the day. I'm a single mother, so that is the first part of my responsibility as my life goes. I've got two children at two different parts of the age spectrum. One is 18 off to university, and one is 5 off to primary school. Oh, yeah. And whilst juggling all of that, I live in England with no family support, but I still manage to be speaking globally. I'm off to Poland next week. I am writing and helping authors tell their stories. I'm also just about to start my Hollywood pre-production for my film, The Mango Girl you talked about. I'm going to become an honorary doctor in 2.5 weeks. So that's some snippet of what my life is like. It's absolutely amazing, but still crazy.
Yeah, it is amazing. And you're going to Poland also because your book is being translated into Polish, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Great. And you also, I know you're doing so many great things to inspire people as well. And you're also having an event, I think, in September in London as well with the famous hip hop preacher.
Yes. Oh, that is so exciting. So guys, Eric Thomas is coming to London, and I am super duper excited to be co-hosting him with my business partner, Sonia Napoleon. He's going to be here. And you know what, Patrick? He's doing what we do. He's transforming lives. He's literally saying you don't have to be stuck where you ended up. And I can't wait. 24th of September, and he's coming to London. Yes. Exciting.
Fantastic. So maybe Eric, for those who don't know Eric Thomas, but he's very big in the US. Is that correct?
He is. So Eric Thomas, snippet about him. Eric Thomas basically was homeless. He got into a quarrel with his stepfather, and he left the house. And he was homeless out of trash can in Detroit, lived in abandoned buildings. And one day he got up and he asked himself, what am I doing with my life? And he didn't have his GED, so he went and he got qualified. And the rest is history. He has become one of the most sought after speakers. His main thing is saying to you, guess what? The world doesn't owe you anything. You know, you need to get up and listen to your heart, listen to your head. Everything you desire, you can achieve through the right mindset. And I love Eric because he's helped me through some amazingly difficult times. And his story and message is full of energies. He's like, get up, get up. What's wrong with you? There's nothing wrong with your dreams. And I just love that. It's your grind that's wrong. And so, you love him or you hate him. He's what it is. I love it.
No, he's great. He's great. So, I know, like today, you're doing. I mean, you're a coach, you're a speaker, you're a businesswoman, you're an author, and you're now also into the Hollywood stuff and stuff. So you have all these, but all these things that you're doing today, like you're working as a coach, you help people become best-selling authors or get their books published, take the story that's within them, which is what you've done, and put it out there, and you got the awards and recognition for that, and you also inspiring people by creating these events that you have as well. So you're doing all these different things, but it wasn't always like, you didn't always have this kind of success. So there's a lot of coaches and practitioners and healers out there that they want to get to this stage where you are, and you've been able to do this in, if I remember correctly, quite a short amount of time. So maybe we can go back and you can tell us a little bit about your journey. How did you get here, and what do you think are maybe if it was like three takeaways, like what would be the three things that you think got you to where you are today that could inspire others?
Those are some amazing questions. So I'm going to answer it in three parts. I'm going to start with the very last one. What are the three takeaways? I would say to people out there that you must never limit yourself. Never limit yourself, and understand that you are truly capable of anything you desire. I wish somebody told me that I was amazing, that I was possible when I was younger. So you're amazing. Do not ever limit yourself or doubt your abilities. And the third takeaway is just be bold to have a goal. Give yourself a chance by starting to do that which you desire. Take a chance. What's the worst that could happen? That's my three takeaway. Give yourself a chance. Take a risk. Understand that you're amazing, but also understand that everything you desire, you're capable of doing. Because a lot of coaches and practitioners and human beings are stuck in that frame of not recognizing their capabilities and their abilities. And if we were to be able to understand our abilities, we wouldn't stay in here, which this circle, I call it the comfort zone. If we understood how much capable we are, we would come outside here. And Patrick, that everything amazing happens outside here. And I'm the girl who pushes the barrier. I love to stretch my arms until it hurts, because I know when it hurts, that is when the greatness is. And that's what I'd say to people. How did I get here? I asked myself that many times. I got here because I was born into a family that was really poor. I grew up in Jamaica, where life was not always easy, and I struggled to find food. I look at myself sometimes and say, "Why are you so fat now, girl? When you're growing up, you're really so skinny." That's because I was lacking. I was lacking food, so we were always hungry. We didn't have seconds, as you guys call it in Europe. And my mother was a young mother. She was a teenager when she had me. So imagine a child giving birth to a child. And that's the familiar situation I was born in, where my family was poor. I was born to a teenage mother who then found herself homeless. And then she picked up a new boyfriend. And that boyfriend became my stepfather. But soon thereafter, she started having a lot of babies. Because when you're in a pattern, unless you know how to break that pattern with your mindset, that's exactly what you become. So my environment was not one that was nurturing the person I am today, to be honest, in some regard. I had to, at an early age, decide that I wanted different. Now, I was selling mangoes rather than going to school. I was the eldest, and so I was the breadwinner as a young child. Never underestimate the talents and the skills you can hone in certain experiences. Because whilst I was selling mangoes on the train and I was trying to sway people and encourage them and try to get them to buy my mangoes, I was developing communication skills. I was developing tenacity. I was developing resilience and all those things that I have now that I've come to realize that, oh my God, I was honing the skills that I needed to grow and survive. But I was also homeless. I was raped at gunpoint. I was sexually abused by my father. So I've been through so many challenges and tumultuous situations that could have tossed me in a different direction. However, I got to a place where I decided, I made a conscious decision that enough was enough and I needed to change that trajectory of my life. And basically, I came to London because I was raped at gunpoint and I nearly had a mental breakdown. I couldn't cope. For me to sit here telling people today about how to cope is amazing because I was at the point where I couldn't cope. I nearly had a breakdown. And I remember being in Jamaica and 6 p.m. in Jamaica is dark and I couldn't be outside because the association with darkness, being outside and gunmen was crazy. And so I came to London to save my sanity, my mental sanity. And I describe it as being ejected from my DNA because I didn't want to leave Jamaica. I never envisaged leaving Jamaica. I love Jamaica. But sometimes life throws us curveballs and we have to just literally lean into them. It's like the waves. Rather than fighting against them, and you're swimming against them, swim into them sometimes. Because having come to London meant that I then got picked up by my university. I was studying and they asked me to do a coursework. I failed. And I had my last chance of doing this coursework. And I just thought, you know what, let me write about who I know. I know about myself. So I wrote about my life in Jamaica and what led me to London. And I remember the dean called me and said they wanted to speak to me. And I thought I had failed. You know, when your mindset is wrong, you just think all the wrong things. And I went into the university thinking I failed. Long story short, I didn't fail. They just were blown away with my life story and they wanted to verify. And once they verified my story, they did a case study and the case study led to the Financial Times picking that up. And the rest of my life just went on its own journey. It just took its own path. It's like watching the waves and it just took its own journey. And I stopped forcing myself to swim against the waves. I used them to ride the tides. And that's how I ended up here today.
Great. Thanks for sharing. And how did you? So when did the coaching and the empowering others? When did that come into to play? When did you realize? Yeah,
I think I've always been coaching because I'm a trained teacher and a mother. And I think as a teacher, you're always doing that whole pastoral care, but never understood it. And so when my book got launched in 2014, I then went on a coursing. I went on a course because people were starting to ask me to professionally come to speak, to professionally coach them. And I felt I needed some qualifications. So I went and did a coaching course. I did NLP. And to be honest with you, Patrick, I didn't need the qualifications, but I just felt like the industry wanted you to have them. So I went and got qualified to be able to practice, if that makes sense. And that was 2014, believe it or not.
Yeah, so it's only in these 2 short years that a lot of things have happened to you. So is what would you say is the catalyst for you that sort of made all of this happen?
The catalyst that made this happen for me was the fact that the Financial Times took up my story, but I chose to seize the opportunity.
Yeah.
You see, you don't know when to take an opportunity in life. Because I was writing my book all along, but never thought it was the right time to publish. And I was never ready. I was just writing all my experiences. And then when I came to the UK and the vicissitude that I met, I mean, I was coming from Jamaica where I had a really good lifestyle to come in to take the bus. You know, I was thrown, I faced racism. It was a lot for me. And so I kept writing. And then when the FT featured me, that was it. I thought, Ava, it's now or never. So I published the book. And it was the book. So here's the thing, right? All the things that I do now, I've always been good at them. But nobody saw them until I wrote a book. Guys, if you're watching this, your book is one of the best business cards you can have. Your book is what you can start your business on. Your book is everything because the book is tangible. When you go to speak somewhere and you say, oh, by the way, here's my book, and you can show it, that's a huge difference. Rather than saying, oh, by the way, I'm an author. You need to have that tangibility. And if you've not already started doing your book with Patrick, jump on that and get it done. It's the best way to springboard yourself to success. I tell you, it was my book.
Yeah.
It was my book.
Yeah.
That's my book.
No, I totally agree. I think the book is really a big catalyst. And it's also, like, if you look at not all, but a lot of the big religions today, they are big religions because they disseminated a book, like the Bible, the Quran, and so on in different religions. So the book is really, really important. And so you got all these, crazy things happening in your universe now. Like, you launched a book, came into Financial Times, you now working, they have the Hollywood movie thing happening, which is fantastic. You have Eric Thomas, which is a great teacher around the world, and putting up these events that are inspiring people. Like, from the book being launched in Financial Times to Eric Thomas, to these big events that you're creating, to having this Hollywood movie happening. How did, like, for most people, they were thinking, how did that happen?
That's a good question. Do you know what? I'm going to answer with one simple way.
Yeah.
Honestly, my mindset.
Yeah.
It's all to do with my mindset. It's all to do with, and I'm going to give it in a nice way. And I tell my clients this all the time. It's, when you see that fine guy, and I'm talking about myself, that fine looking man, and you think, oh my God, isn't he fine? And you hold your eyes and stare like, oh la la. That's what I do with my dreams. I hold my dreams in a stare. And that's all I do. And every day I wake up, I affirm, I'm amazing, I'm great, I'm going to do this. And I affirm. And sometimes my neighbors must think I'm crazy, but I have vision boards all over my house. I put my visions on my fridge, on the wall. My children are saying it. And I'm fearless. I believe in myself. I believe that anything is possible. And because I believe, I go after them. So Eric Thomas, I believe that I could attract him. And I did that. I believe the universe will deliver everything you need once you're ready. Because everything you desire is in the universe in abundance. If you just pull them down. And that's all you need to do, pull them down. And I think the one word is belief. That's what I think, Patrick, is belief.
Great. I really like what you said there, because it starts... Like, in same philosophy, it starts with your beingness. Like, it's the beingness that creates the reality that you're experiencing, and it's you being able to hold your space there, hold the intention, and putting the intention of what you want created, and also having the attention on it with the way that you did, and now you created all these amazing things. So, yeah. So is there any other tips that you would like? What would be the main tip probably would be, believe, like you said. But what would be other tips that you could give people to really create? And so some of the things you shared with us is, be open to taking a chance, be open to that. Don't limit yourself, be bold, believe in yourself, believe in your dreams. And what would be other aspects? And make sure that you write the book, because it's, like you said, it's better than a business card.
Like, that is number one, because sometimes even when you don't believe and you write, because sometimes other things or other people have to hold your belief for you until you get to believing in yourself. So that book will start your belief system for you. So number one is to get the book done. Okay.
Yeah.
But I would say that one of the things I would say to people is that understand that you don't need to go to seek your purpose. Sometimes we already have our purpose, we just don't recognize it. Understanding what your purpose is really important. I'd also say that there's an African proverb that I've learned lately, actually, that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. I think collaborative work is really good. I think I'm a big sucker for collaborative work. I think a lot of us are in the space doing the same thing. But if we were to be unselfish enough to come together, we create a bigger transformational ripple, and we would touch more lives. I also believe in getting knowledge on the area that you're trained in. So, or you're teaching people in. Be knowledgeable. Don't just be a coach. Be a good thought leader. It's fundamental that you're a good thought leader. I also believe that you need to be genuine about what you're doing. I believe that you need to be sincere, and it needs to be about service first. Because if you lose it and it's about money first, and that's where the issues are, it needs to be about service. And don't be afraid to just I mean, look at us. We're having a conversation across the pond. Don't be afraid to reach and work with other people. Don't be afraid to try, and don't be afraid to take quiet time. We're talking about that earlier, to just step back and reflect. It's really important that you step back and reflect and give everything to your clients, understanding that sometimes you get nothing back from them, but don't worry, it will come back to you. It's so important to have integrity in this business as well. Integrity, integrity, integrity. And those would be my little points. Collaboration, integrity. Listen to your quiet voice. Take time out and become a thought leader. Go and study. Go and be knowledgeable and write your book. Those are some of the things I would say that are really key to pull it all together in that nice knot.
It's really cool. Great wisdom there from Ava. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's really, really cool. And I think, you know what, you said so many great things, and, you know, some of the things that really sticks with me, and I operate from the same place is you need to, you know, connect to the source where you are, where the motivation for what you're doing is really to make a transformation, to give. And it's the law, and I'll talk about it in another episode, where you have the inflow that you get into your universe, into your reality, is going to be dependent on your outflow. So the more you outflow, great things to the world, you're going to get an inflow of great things to yourself. And most people, I think, get stuck, and you probably notice this too, Ava, when you work with your clients, is they get stuck on the inflow, like they get stuck on I need to get more income, or I need to, instead of focusing on the outflow. And if that's exactly.
I told a client of mine this morning that you cannot be so focused on the money, because money doesn't flow in cluster. Money doesn't flow in chaos. Money will not, oh, I want money. You don't get money that way. You have to stop focusing on the money. You have to stop, because it will not come. And lots of people don't get that. Until I had a proper money conversation, until I addressed my money conversation, money would never flow in my life. Now I live in ease. I live in ease. And I tell you something, Patrick, last year this time, I was stuck in that warp. I want money. I need to get it. I want to pay for this. Now, I had to go and get a coach. I had to get a financial freedom coach. I had to. And I had to go and buy books and read and understand how my money would flow. I had to start putting up pictures around my house that depicted. I had to get rid of things that were broken in my house, because it's not just about the money coming. It's about the environment in which the money needs to come. And so we need to understand that we can't just be focused on the outcome. I want this. I want this. What are you doing? What are you inputting to get the outcome? That's fundamental.
Fantastic. So, really appreciate you being here and sharing with us your wisdom and your knowledge. And I know you inspired a lot of what audience here that are watching. So for those of you who want to learn more about Ava and get in touch, where can they get in touch with you if they want to maybe buy your book and, keep in contact with you?
Well, I'd love you to come and join me at 3 places, really. My website is www.avaeaglebrown.com. Can't miss that one. But why not come to Facebook and join my community? It's Awakening Your Life's Purpose. Awakening Your Life's Purpose. I believe in awakening. I believe in purpose. Those are really important for me. And also on Twitter, I'm at AvaBrown24. It would be great to connect and keep in touch and, just have a conversation, because every connection is important, Patrick. We talked about that the first time we had a conversation. Yeah. We never underestimate a connection. So that's how you can find me. AvaEaglebrown.com. Your Life, Awakening Your Life's Purpose on Facebook, and at AvaBrown24 on Twitter.
Fantastic. So great to have you here. Woo! Love it.
I love being here, guys. And go and get that book done with Patrick. I'm serious.
Thank you.
I'm really about that.
Thank you, Ava. Appreciate it very much. So thank you so much for sharing, and you're an inspiration to all of us, and looking forward to connecting with you more. And when we come to London, I hope we can catch up.
Great, Patrick. Patrick, I look forward to working with you. Thank you so much for having me here. And I can't wait to come to Sweden, okay?
Yeah, of course. Oh, yeah, by the way, and Ava is also going to be on the Transformation Summit, so you can catch her teachings there as well. So thank you, everyone, for watching, and thank Ava for your wisdom, and have a really great day, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for having me. It's been my absolute pleasure. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh.